Hi, I'm Robert.
My name's Chris. We're from Enter Shikari.
And this is barebonesmusic.com.
Evil G, barebonesmusic.com. I'm here with Chris and Rob from Enter Shikari. Guys, thanks for taking time.
Pleasure.
Hang out with us.
How you doing?
Last day of the tour. This whole out with Whitechapel and Devil Wears Prada. How's this tour been so far? And just tell me a little bit about coming into the last date.
Yeah, seems like a long time ago it started.
Yeah.
And it was, to be honest. It was pretty much 2 months ago it started. But it's been a great journey. It's all the shows have been incredible.
It's been emotional, some ups and downs, good times, bad times. You know,
Yeah.
a few laughs, a few tears,
A few fights.
few
here and
fights.
there,
No, it's been really good. It's been like the first half of it went really fast, and suddenly we're at the end of it. But then you look back to like the first few shows, you think that seems like miles away, even though at the time it's gone really quickly. So yeah, great people we've been touring with, great bands, great musicians.
Yeah, this bill, talk about it a little bit. We have with Whitechapel and Devil Wears Prada and For Today, and you guys seem to, you seem to stand out in this crowd here. How fans, have you gotten good reaction from, say, Whitechapel fans or Devil Wears Prada fans?
Or was standing at the back going, "Fuck you! We want Whitechapel! 1 way ticket back to England!"
Have you had anybody say that? I was expecting one thing. Once I saw you guys, I had a completely different.
I think with a bill like this, where all the bands by themselves can pull a decent crowd. I think it was always going to be that way. I mean, never had any really bad moments of it, but you can certainly see that some people aren't as interested in it as others. Some people falling asleep on the front row, But yeah, I mean, for us as well, we're not used to being one of the lighter bands on the bill. Normally, we're one of the heavier. So it's been a different experience for us. But I think we've opened up to a lot of new people that wouldn't have normally heard of us. So.
Yeah,
it's been good in that way.
Saying that your bill being one of the lighter bands, look at some of your bands you toured before. I mean, Sleeping with Sirens, 30 Seconds to Mars. It seems like you're pretty diverse as who you can fit with. Is that a good? I mean, how's that work out for you guys, being able to fit in all those kind of different slots?
This is pretty good because it means we can get on so many tours. Like the Linkin Park thing, for example, that we did. Got us in front of thousands of people around Europe, and same with other big bands. And then it just kind of means that we can work well on a lot of different levels.
It's funny because in the earlier days, people really struggled to put us on a bill, and it seems to have flipped reverse now. We used to be put on like bands with acoustic bands and folk bands and stuff like that, and then there's us, and it's like people were just really confused, So, but yeah, now it's really working well.
I think we've been around long enough for people to know what to do with us.
Right. Looking back at 2011, you're on the Warped Tour this year. You've done some festivals over in Europe, the Reading and Leeds festivals. Talk a little bit about just 2011 and some of your favorite moments from the touring that you did this year. Being on, and I looked a little bit earlier, being on Hopeless Records now, it seems like you have a little bit more of a push here in the U.S. And how's that been for you guys?
Yeah, it's been brilliant. I mean, we've only really just started our relationship with Hopeless. So that all came about about the time Warped Tour was happening. So we're really excited about that. I mean, for us to have we were on Interscope for the first 2 albums, and I think we just kind of got a bit swept under the rug there. Got so many worries and so many other artists that require a lot of attention. I think for a band like us, we just kind of got lost a little bit. But so it's great to have someone. Some people who work at Hopeless who seemed really excited about making the record, and to actually have someone who's actually going to do some work and push it is awesome for us.
Yeah, they're really enthusiastic about their bands and about the music, which is a really good thing. So it's obvious that they're going to be putting the work in. They've been badgering on at us to sort of get the material because they need enough time to get it out. So it's so refreshing to see that when we got so little from being with Interscope, even though they're a massive major label. So we're excited about it. But I mean, as for looking back over 2011, I'd say Reading, I think probably for all of us was one of the greatest moments in our entire career. It's just phenomenal. Like coming off stage people, and just like the buzz that we all felt. I remember when we got back to the dressing room, every one of us had a massive grin on our faces, loads of energy, loads of adrenaline. It was just, that was one of the biggest moments for us, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, Warped Tour was a lot of fun. Great thing about that tour is, you know, you just meet so many great people. All the bands are hanging out, everyone's travelling together, so, you know, it's just a really great summer. And the weather's great as well. A little too hot at times.
What did we have in the beginning of the year?
We were making the album in the beginning of the year. Oh yes,
of course.
So we,
that's something else we did. Yeah, that's something else.
Let's talk about the new album.
Yeah.
Getting ready to come out here in a little bit over a month. Let's talk about the new record. And, I know that you guys have recorded it and you're doing some mixing while you're on Warped Tour. How difficult was that to kind of get a record done where you have to email tracks back and forth?
It's a bit of a nightmare. Yeah. You're trying to sort of explain it through an email and it's text and you can't really...
Yeah, it's like bar 45, 48, symbol up a tiny bit, you know, it's like, it can be a bit annoying. But
especially if we're trying to describe sounds or how we want it to sound, like it can be really difficult without any kind of sort of visual thing to show them, or if you're there you can just sort of, you know, sing it to them or play it, like, you know, I want it more sounding like this.
Mike Fraser mixed it. He's you know, big in the mixing scene. So we put a lot of faith in him, and to be honest, he was amazing. The first mixes we heard back were, you know, really close. So it was just a case of, you know, a couple of little bits and bobs.
A Flash Flood of Color, title of the album. You've had a couple things out there on the internet people listen to, but talk a little bit about your guys' progression on this record from previous records and where you think you've gone musically. How have you kept it fresh for you guys going into this new record?
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, I always say it's very much, you can tell it's Enter Shikari, but at the same time, it's another step up from everything we've done. We've never really stopped moving. Everything that we release is always a progression from the last thing. So there's new sounds, new genres, we've sort of spread our wings as far as we possibly can. You know, really tried hard to just bring out the freshest, most innovative sort of new. Right. You know, we try and pride ourselves by being on the frontier of new creativity and sort of new music. So I think we're all pretty proud of how it's come.
What's one of your favorite songs that you're looking forward to fans hearing? Like, you got a personal favorite that you came off from the students that's the one.
It's so hard. It really is. I know, because there's such a diversity between the album. Like, there's some that, you know, we can't wait to play live because, you know, they're so heavy and it's going to have a great crowd reaction. But there's others on there that are like just like nothing else we've ever written. You know, like a ballad or the final song on the album is just like a big crescendo and just tons of layered guitars and sounds, and it's, you know, it's another step away from something we've never really done. So yeah, I mean, I guess if I had to pick a favourite, I mean, the first two tracks for me kind of really introduce the album really well. You've got a bit of everything really, you know, there's some spoken word, it drops really heavy, there's a lot of electronics, and the guitars are massively booming as well. So yeah, the System Meltdown of the first two tracks are cool. So that's for me.
Do you have one, Rob? I think it stands out to you.
I'd probably say Gandy Mate Gandhi, because it's a lot of fun. You can really rock out to it. I'm so excited about playing it live. It's going to be a lot of fun beats to play to it, and I think it's going to be really good for the audience. So we just imagine like the whole crowd jump into it and sort of getting pumped up by it. So I'm looking forward to playing that one.
So this last day of the tour, what do you got planned right now for the holidays and coming into outside the record coming out? What are the plans for 2012?
Well, we're home for Christmas and
get about a week off.
Yeah, and then we're gonna have to we're gonna have to practice our asses off. That's for sure, because we got a lot of programming to do to get, you know, all of the new songs up to a live standard and things like that, and a lot of practicing to do for ourselves. And then so the album drops, and we do some in-stores, some promotional shows in the UK, and then the first tour we do is in Australia and Japan. And we go off to Soundwave.
Excellent. Awesome. All right, well, A Flash Flood of Color, January 17th. 17th. Check that out. Guys, thanks for taking time to join us. Go get the new record when it comes out. Good luck. Have a good holiday.
You
Enjoy
too.
yourself, take off, and good luck with 2012. All right, check it out.
Thanks.